The head of the House Oversight is asking the White House for more information regarding secret materials involving Biden. James Comer, the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, criticized President Joe Biden and his staff on Sunday for their handling of confidential papers and said he is looking for more information about the matter on CNN's State of the Union. The Kentucky Republican said to CNN's Jake Tapper, "We would never have learned about the possession of the sensitive documents were it not for investigative reporting by CBS that somehow acquired a leak to identify that this had transpired prior to the election. Therefore, the administration has not been open about what is happening with President Biden's possession of sensitive information. And all we ask is that the current President Biden and previous President, Donald Trump, be treated equally in this regard with regard to the document issue." Comer requests additional records and communications regarding the searches of Biden's homes and other locations by the president's aides for classified information in a letter to Ron Klain, Chief of Staff of the White House. Comer also requests the visitor log of the president's Wilmington, Delaware, home from January 20, 2021 to the present. The letter was written after Biden's staff discovered 5 more pages of secret information at his home in Wilmington on Thursday, the same day a special counsel was assigned to look into the situation. The discovery was announced by the White House on Saturday. The unlawful storage of secret materials at President Biden's residence for at least 6 years raises concerns about who might have accessed or reviewed the information, according to Comer's letter. As the leader of the executive office of the president, you have a responsibility to be open and honest with the American people about these crucial matters pertaining to the White House's handling of this subject, the letter to the Chief of Staff reads. In a reference to the GOP response to Trump, whose Mar-a-Lago property was searched by the FBI last summer following repeated attempts to retrieve confidential data, Tapper questioned Comer on Sunday if he cared more about the improper handling of classified documents when it related to Democrats. Comer answered, "Absolutely not. Look, we're still unsure of the nature of the materials that President Trump possessed. My issue is how there is such a disparity in how previous President Trump was treated by storming Mar-a-Lago, obtaining the security cameras, and photographing paperwork on the ground. That is not equal treatment, and we are very worried about the lack of confidence House Republicans have in the Department of Justice. That is the scandal. Trump's activities are the subject of numerous investigations by a different special counsel, ranging from his attempt to rig the 2020 election to his handling of classified information and obstruction of justice that prompted the FBI to search Mar-a-Lago." Comer responded, "We don't know exactly now if they breached the law or not," when Tapper questioned him on Sunday about whether he was accusing Biden or anyone else on his team of doing something illegal. "I will charge a lack of transparency on the Biden administration. Why weren't we informed of this on November 2, when the initial collection of secret documents was found?" During the midterm elections, Joe Biden claimed that Republicans posed a threat to democracy in his closing statement. He also emphasized the fact that the records were handled improperly by President Trump. On CBS 60 Minutes in September, Biden characterized Trump's handling of papers as extremely reckless. When asked about a picture of secret documents lying on the Mar-a-Lago floor, Biden said his first thought was, "How could that possibly happen? How anyone could act in such a careless manner?" An alternate stance. Representative Jamie Raskin of Maryland, Comer's Democratic counterpart on the House Oversight Committee, was questioned about the chairman's remarks in a separate interview that aired on State of the Union on Sunday. "Every American has an interest in seeing that secret papers are handled correctly by whatever the president and by any administration," Raskin told Tapper. He reiterated Comer's calls for fair treatment, but asserted that the Biden White House had a completely different stance than what we saw with Donald Trump in addressing the discovery of classified documents. People who claim there was no issue with what Donald Trump did, which was to obstinately deny any cooperation in turning over hundreds of classified records, are outraged by President Biden's willing and prompt turnover of a small number of materials, he added. Raskin stated, I believe it is excellent that this is in the hands of special counsels on both sides, and the special counsels are both reliable attorneys who I believe will get to the bottom of it. The Assistant Democratic leader from South Carolina, Representative Jim Clyburn, said on MSNBC on Sunday that he would like to see the White House assist House Republicans in their investigation into Biden, but only insofar as House Republicans look into Trump. He declared that it was laughable to discuss looking into the Joe Biden scandal while ignoring everything that happened with Donald Trump. The South Carolina Democrat stated, "There's nothing similar about these two situations," later adding, "I think that anyone can see the vast disparities between what Joe Biden is being looked at for and what Donald Trump was being investigated for." Clyburn deemed the appointment of a special counsel by Attorney General Merrick Garland to be proper. "But what we need to do is let these inquiries find the truth, and then let's go on. I don't see any criminal activity around here," he remarked. The classified documents discovered in Biden's private office included some top-secret files with the sensitive compartmentalized information designation, which is used for very sensitive information gathered from intelligence sources, CNN has reported. According to a source familiar with the situation, the documents included U.S. intelligence memos and briefing materials that covered subjects like Ukraine, Iran, and the United Kingdom. Biden's legal counsel attempted to provide an explanation on Saturday for why he and other members of the president's team haven't been completely transparent about the discovery of classified information or documents. In order to preserve the integrity of the inquiry, Bob Bauer said in a statement that the president's personal attorneys have endeavored to balance the necessity of public transparency where appropriate with the established norms and constraints. Since the inquiry is still continuing, it is necessary to avoid disclosing specific information to the public.